David Gitomer and Howard Brown have been friends for over 20 years. In fact, it was over 20 years ago when David first began to volunteer at Howard Brown that he met a handsome young doctor named Tom Klein, and those of you who know David and Tom know how that worked out. David's work at Howard Brown has been very important. In the 1980s, during the very dark days of HIV/AIDS, we knew that we needed to have a support group that would work with people who were impacted by AIDS. David stepped up and agreed to facilitate that group. Remarkably, 20 years later, he still facilitates that group. In the 80s, it was a very difficult time. 30 people asked to be in the group initially. Within the first month, 12 of them had died. One person died every month thereafter until the introduction of protease inhibitors. David has done so much for us and more importantly, done so much for the people that have been in his support group. They and we owe him a great debt of gratitude. So we are very pleased to present this evening to our friend David Gitomer, Howard Brown's Friend for Life Award.
I came and talked to David's group. So I just met him for like a couple of minutes, and I thought that he was a straight guy that was running the group. I thought, nice guy, and that was it. So I guess I can also thank the group for introducing me to my longtime partner. I'd like to just tell him how proud I am of him for being there for this group for all those years, for never saying, I've had enough of this, you know, I really need to do something else. No matter what else was going on in his life, how crazy it was, Tuesday night was always the group's night.
I've been a member of the group 7 years now. It's helped me overcome a lot of fears about HIV. I was very afraid of what was going to happen to me back in the early 90s when I was first diagnosed. David, I want to thank you very much for everything you've done for the group and for myself. It's appreciated more than you'll ever know.
Our first group, we had 30 people there. They were thrilled to be sitting in a room with other people like them, and people who they could share their experience with, people with whom they didn't have to hide who they were and what they were about, what their fears were, what they were dealing with, what they were angry about. And this was 1987, right? So between the first week and the second week, 3 of the people died. You know, the group is a kind of a community, and that's what I'm really about in this group. It's creating a community out of people who often come to the group because even if they have friends or supportive family, they don't have a community of people who understand what their lives are about. It's Howard Brown that's really made this possible. Over the years, this is an activity that has been I would say this is an activity that's really at the heart of Howard Brown's mission. Not only because it's a direct outreach to the community, but it's an ongoing commitment. When I think about what my life means, it means service to this community. When I think about what the collective memory means for this community, it also means that I'm kind of a witness in a way. Some of the staff at Howard Brown have said, you know, you're a witness, you're a chronicler. You're someone who can tell the stories from the very beginning of this. The fact that Howard Brown is showing its gratitude towards me makes me realize that I also feel a tremendous debt of gratitude to Howard Brown for facilitating my volunteer work with Howard Brown for these past 21 years. So I'm very grateful for this award, and I hope I can continue to serve Howard Brown for many years in the future.